All right. I think it's important to note that there's a bunch of lawsuits happening right now, and we got to pay attention to them. So listen to this and get understanding why, and then I'll come back with some more information.
Everybody ready? Good morning, everyone. My name is Nick Brown, the Washington State Attorney General. I'm pleased to be joined this morning by a host of people from the Attorney General's office, most particularly our Civil Rights Division. Also want to recognize members that are with us today from the ACLU, Washington Bus, and One America. This morning, the state of Washington, along with Oregon, Arizona, and Illinois, filed suit in the Western District of Washington against the President of the United States for his unconstitutional, un-American, and cruel action in his attempt to redefine what it means to be an American. The President's executive order claiming to end birthright citizenship in the United States is plainly and obviously illegal. Washington State will not abide by such harmful and unjust action. At its heart, our case is about the meaning and value of American citizenship. On Monday, one man, the President, said that the citizenship of millions of Americans born to immigrants in this country means less. That the children of immigrants born into citizenship don't have as much value in this country as others. He is wrong. We all recognize that the President began his political career in large part by inciting fear and hatred against immigrant communities. Now he wants to redefine American citizenship altogether. But he cannot. One man cannot simply erase what the meaning of the Constitution is, not even the President. Birthright citizenship has been the law in this country for over 150 years. It is in the Constitution for a reason. It was born of the Civil War, when our nation had a population of formerly enslaved people who were in effect stateless. Birthright citizenship was affirmed by the Supreme Court to apply to the children of non-citizens during the time of the Chinese Exclusion Act. Birthright citizenship makes clear that citizenship cannot be conditions on one's race, ethnicity, or where their parents came from. What's not in the Constitution is anything saying the President has the authority to decide who is granted citizenship. Generations of policymakers and lawmakers in this country, from the Supreme Court to Congress, and until now the executive branch, have upheld this right throughout our history. Here's what the impact of this order would have. The President's executive order would deny citizenship to 150,000 newborn children each year in the United States. That's thousands of people born here in Washington who would be denied the key to full participation and opportunity in American society. It would render them undocumented at birth. It could even render them the citizens of no country at all. That's why we filed suit today and are challenging the President's unconstitutional actions. The claims in our complaint are straightforward. There are two of them. First, that the President's order violates the citizenship clause of the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. And second, that it separately violates a provision of federal immigration law from 1940. In addition to our complaint, we are filing an emergency motion within the next 24 hours that will seek to block any federal agency from relying on the order to deny citizenship to babies born in our state. We will ask the court to intervene before the order even goes into effect. I was sworn into office 6 days ago, and I swore an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington. This case is in furtherance of that oath. It is our obligation to protect Washingtonians from unjust actions, no matter where they arise. We are joined today by a number of people who can tell you why birthright citizenship is so important. But I'd like to invite one of them up here to follow me, and that's Monica Mendoza Cawthorn.
All right. So we don't have to go into the whole thing, right? But what I do want to let you know, because we're not just here just talking for the sake of talking. We also take our opportunity to inform people and do research, right? So there's a bunch of other state AGs that have done the same thing. In fact, there are 22 state AGs that have filed lawsuits. And all of these lawsuits are challenging President Donald Trump's executive order aiming to end birthright citizenship. It's unconstitutional. The law basically, the lawsuit contends that the executive order violates the 14th Amendment of the United States, which guarantees citizenship to all individuals born on U.S. soil. So if you're born in a hospital or in a tub or in a alley or in a whatever in the United States on U.S. soil, you are a citizen of the United States. We're not going to change that. That's not something that Donald Trump can change. It's the reason why so many people have been fearful of this man, because he's trying to do things that are illegal. This is why when they had the Pete Hegseth confirmation hearings, they asked Pete Hegseth, if Donald Trump tells you to do something unlawful, will you follow the order? Because sometimes when the president says something, you just assume that the president knows the Constitution and he wouldn't say to do anything wrong. But we don't have that here. We have the exact opposite, where the president of the United States seems to not understand the Constitution, and now we have a lawsuit that has been filed by 22 different state attorney generals, and those 22 states are California, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Oregon, Washington, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Mexico, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont, Virginia, and Wisconsin. It's a lot of states. That's 22 states. People that have not filed a lawsuit yet, and maybe they won't. It's 28 states. There's Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, West Virginia, Wyoming, and Wisconsin. Now, the first thing I had to look up, aside from that, is, yo, did the people, or the attorney generals in those 22 states that are suing him, are those people that are those states that Trump lost or Trump won? Like, I needed to know, right? So basically, all of the states that Donald Trump won, they're not suing him, with the exception of Arizona and North Carolina. Yeah, in the 2024 presidential election, Donald Trump secured victory in 26 states. Among these, 2 states that Donald Trump won have joined the lawsuit, and that is Arizona and North Carolina. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to those attorney generals for standing on business, because that's what we need in this moment. And I asked ChatGPT to give me a list of states, their attorney generals, and the reason that these people filed lawsuits. So I have that here. So California, they argue that the executive order violates the 14th Amendment. New Jersey says this order is a flagrant violation of the Constitution and challenges longstanding principles of birthright citizenship. New York contends that the executive order is unconstitutional and seeks to protect the rights of individuals born. I mean, we can go on and on and on. I actually think I'm going to create some type of chart, or possibly, I'm gonna put this content out separately so that it shows the states, the attorney generals, and the reason that they brought forth these lawsuits. And then we're gonna have to follow these lawsuits, and we're gonna have to see how they turn out. But what we're not gonna do is let this man just do whatever he wants based on his feelings and his hatred for other people. That's what we're not going to do. I'm Board of Education. Like, share, subscribe, comment, do all of that good stuff. We are here.